You know, some dishes are just more than food, right? They're pure comfort, a total celebration on a plate. And today, that's exactly what we're making. A perfectly golden beef scallopini with a rich, amazing spaghetti. It's a meal that always feels special, and I'm going to let you in on all my secrets to get it absolutely perfect in your own kitchen.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? This dish is all about creating memories. It's that taste of a big Friday lunch, the star of a family get-together. So today, we're not just following steps, we're actually crafting that feeling of happiness from scratch. All right, let's start with the absolute foundation of the whole meal, mastering the beef, or Boftek, as we call it. Getting this right is, well, it's everything.
So it all begins at the butcher's shop. You want to ask for Boftek or scallopini cuts. Topside or silver side are your best bets. Now, if they look a little thick, don't sweat it. Just put a piece between two sheets of plastic wrap and gently pound it from the center out. The goal is just to even it out. But here's my big tip. Please don't make it paper thin. If you do, the edges are going to burn way before the center gets cooked through.
Okay, now we're at a crossroads, a key decision. To marinate or not to marinate. And honestly, there are two fantastic ways to go here. Your choice really just depends on the quality of your beef and what you're aiming for with the final flavor.
Here's my rule of thumb. If you've got a really high-quality, flavorful piece of meat, the simple route is honestly the best. A good sprinkle of salt and some freshly cracked black pepper is all you need to let that beef really shine. But if you want to guarantee tenderness and just pack it with deep, complex flavor, then the full marinade is definitely the way to go.
And if you're going for that full marinade, it is so much simpler than it looks. Just blend up some onions and tomatoes with a little water, then push all of that through a sieve. You want just the pure liquid, no chunky bits that might burn later on. Then into that beautiful liquid, you'll stir in some milk, that's for tenderness, add your spices, and then just make sure every single piece of beef is totally submerged, ready to soak up all that goodness.
Now, here's where a little bit of patience comes in. You gotta let it marinate for at least 12 hours. Overnight is perfect. Seriously, this is not a step you want to rush. That time is where the magic really happens. The marinade breaks down the fibers, making it tender, and all those flavors get deep into the meat. You'll even see the color change a bit, and that's how you know it's working. All right, our meat is getting happy. Next up is probably the most critical part for that amazing texture, the flawless crust. I know so many people struggle with the coating just falling right off. Well, I'm going to show you my foolproof method for a crispy, golden crust that stays put every single time, I promise. Now, listen closely because this is the single most important rule for a crispy crust. It doesn't matter if you marinated it or not, you have to pat the beef completely, and I mean completely, dry with paper towels. Moisture is the #1 enemy here. It creates steam when it hits the hot oil, and that steam will literally push the breading right off. Dry meat is the key. Now for the classic 3-step breading station. First, dredge each piece in flour. Get it totally coated, then give it a good tap to shake off any excess. Next, it takes a swim in a simple egg wash. Make sure you get every nook and cranny covered. And finally, into the breadcrumbs. Just take your time with each step, okay? A thorough coating is a strong coating. And here's the final little secret to making that crust stick. When you get to the breadcrumbs, don't just dip it. Use the palm of your hand and really press down firmly. You want to feel the breadcrumbs and the beef becoming one solid piece. That physical connection is what makes it so it will never, ever fall off in the pan. Okay, one last step before we even think about frying, and this one is a total game changer. Once all your cutlets are breaded, lay them on a tray and let them chill in the fridge for about an hour. This step is crucial. It lets the coating set and dry out a bit, making it super durable and guaranteeing an extra crispy finish when you fry. So, while our beef is chilling out, let's build its perfect partner. What we're after is a soulful, deep tomato sauce. And the key isn't a million ingredients. It's all about building layers of flavor, one step at a time. I want to share a little pro trick with you, something I call the umami boost. Before you add any other liquids, you're going to sauté a big spoonful of tomato paste with just a tiny pinch of sugar. Let it cook for a minute or two, stirring it until it gets a little darker. What you're doing is caramelizing it, and that creates this incredible, deep, savory flavor that becomes the foundation for your whole sauce. Now we just build on that amazing base. So gently sauté some onion and garlic in a mix of olive oil and butter until they're nice and soft. Then in go your blended fresh tomatoes, your seasonings, and then, my favorite part, the flavor boosters. Tossing in a Parmesan rind while the sauce simmers, that is an old-school Italian secret for adding this nutty, savory background note. It's just incredible.
Okay, the beef is prepped and ready. The sauce is simmering away and it smells amazing in here. It is time for the grand finale. Let's cook everything off and bring this beautiful meal together.
Let's just get this out of the way right now. Please, I'm begging you, never add oil to your pasta water. It does absolutely nothing to stop it from sticking. All it does is make the pasta slippery, which means that beautiful sauce we just made won't be able to cling to it later. All you need in your boiling water is salt. Lots of salt. And before you even think about draining that pasta, remember this. That cloudy, starchy water it cooked in, that stuff is liquid gold. Always, always save a cup or two. That water is the secret ingredient to creating a silky, creamy sauce that perfectly coats every single strand of spaghetti instead of just pooling at the bottom of your bowl.
All right, time to fry. Get about a centimeter of oil with a knob of butter hot in your pan until it shimmers. Gently lay in one piece of beef at a time. Don't overcrowd the pan. You want to hear a good, confident sizzle. Fry it on high heat for just 1 minute to lock in that crust, then turn the heat down a bit. As it cooks, tilt the pan and spoon some of that hot oil over the top. After about 4 minutes on each side, when it's deep golden brown, move it to a wire rack. A rack is key. It lets the air circulate and keeps it crispy, whereas paper towels will just make it steam and get soggy. Now, let's finish this pasta like a pro. Drain the spaghetti and put it right back in the hot pot. Pour your simmering sauce directly over it. And now, add a splash of that liquid gold, the pasta water, and stir it all together over low heat for a minute or two. You will literally watch the sauce transform. It'll become silky and cling to every single piece of pasta perfectly.
And there you have it, the perfect plate. A beautiful nest of that saucy spaghetti, that gorgeous golden beefsteak sitting right on top, and then a generous shower of fresh Parmesan cheese and a little sprinkle of parsley. I mean, come on, that is a work of art.
And this brings us to the great debate. Because as much as I love it just like this, there's another classic out there, Boftek with a pile of crispy golden French fries. So I have to ask, what's your perfect plate? Are you team spaghetti or are you team fries? You know, in my kitchen, there is absolutely no wrong answer.
And that's really the big takeaway here. This isn't just a recipe, it's a method. It's a set of techniques that puts you in control. You now have all the secrets to craft this meal with care and make it absolutely, positively flawless every single time you make it.
Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today. Now that you have all the secrets, the only question left is, who are you going to cook this for? Go on, go make some delicious memories.